Welcome back to Fix Dish, everybody. Back with my Chinese mini excavator, and we're going to start off today with completed exhaust. I have the little cutout done. So I have the bumper off here so you can see. This is not perfect, but it gives me a chance to get this mounted and to test this out to see how it looks and functions. There's still some stuff I need to do, but I have it fully welded in, reasonably ground down. So I have this roughly mounted. I have a little bit of fine tuning to do, a little bit of grinding on the inside of there because it's very, very close to the tailpipe. But just to give you a rough idea what it's gonna look like, something along those lines. I have some body alignment to do. I wanna make everything fit a little nicer because even these panels don't fit well. It was scratching just running. So I wanna get the body panels somewhat aligned, make it all fit a little nicer. I got a little massaging to do down here, but essentially this part is done. Test run if you forgot what she sounds like. Alrighty, for my next trick, we're gonna put the cushioning valve on, and it's kind of hard to see where exactly this is at, but there's the swing motor down buried inside there. From the other side here, motor's right there, it's very easy to see. Lines are still not that much more accessible. So what I have decided to do, I went from here to my cushioning valve, and from the cushioning valve into the pivot motor, swing motor. And I need some 90s, and I could probably route this a little bit nicer, and get them kind of routed out of the way. I think this is actually not a bad place for this valve to sit. And I'll just make a little bracket and literally bolt it in here. So I need to make a bracket and bolt this in, and I'll keep this here, I like this, but I'll need to get a couple different lines made to make this work appropriately, the way that I want it to sit in there. But for testing and for getting this adjusted, this will work just fine for now. All right, so a couple things I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna move this out to the middle so I can swing around, see my initial settings where they're at, and then I'm gonna check for some leaks too. So we're gonna start her up, we're gonna see what kind of leaks we got, if any. So originally this video is gonna be a bit longer, and I was gonna go ahead and show more of the modifications I did, but I decided to break it down into a few more parts. Reason being is I'm a part of a few of the community pages on Facebook, and lots of people own these things and struggle with some of the modifications, so I wanted to be a little more detailed. All right, we go left when we wanna go left, we go right when we wanna go right. It's a little tight. And I can see my bolts are loose too. All right, so a few things I can see is my bolts are loose and we're not quite cushioned yet. So I need to tighten up my bolts. So this is something that you're gonna need to look for when you have these machines. This is only after a couple hours of operation. See if I can keep it steady enough that you can see it. So yeah, we're gonna have to take those bolts out, run them in tight, and then lock them down with some Loctite or something. All right, so I got the bolt out for the swing motor, and this is a M10 1.5 Allen headed cap screw, and it's an 8.8. This is like a grade 5 piece of hardware. This is crap. For something like this, you're gonna want a 12-9. So I'm gonna replace this. So like I said, M10 1.5 with a 12-9 hardness, 12-9 bolt. The reason why I went with the 12-9 bolt is for the given size, you can put more torque on it. The more torque applied equals more clamping force. More clamping force keeps the motor in place. All right, so this is a grade 12.9 M10 by 1.5. I had to get 35 millimeter. Hopefully it's not too long. And this is name brand Nordlock. This is a wedge lock washer. They're serrated on both sides to start gripping into the material that you want, the bolt head and the parent material. And these wedges make it to where it actually has to get physically tighter in order to skip over themselves. It has to walk up and over that ledge or wedge, aka wedge lock. It physically has to get tighter before it can get loose. These are what you want for your turntable motor. Probably even your slew bearing, but make sure you swap over to a suitable bolt, a 12.9, so you can actually put some good torque on it. These 8/8s are not enough. But I'm basically just gonna put these back down reasonably tight to get my swing motor cushioning valve dialed in. These are gonna get replaced. These are gonna break. So swap this out for 12.9s. For something like a swing motor, you need 12.9s. Obviously that's too tight because there's no difference from when I didn't have the cushion valve. So I went ahead and removed the acorn cap screws and loosened the jam nuts. Okay, so these are Allen headed set screws that are like a number 5. And we're gonna go ahead by loosening them. So reducing the amount of cracking pressure. And we're gonna do both sides 1/4 inch at a time until we get, or not a 1/4 inch, a 1/4 turn at a time until we get the type of, actually I'm gonna do a 1/2 turn at a time until we get the desired outcome. So I'm gonna go 1, or that's gonna be 1/4, 1/2, going loose. I'm gonna do the same thing up here. We're gonna go 1/4. This is a really easy way to count, a really easy way to remember how far you've moved the screw. And we're gonna try again. And we're just gonna keep doing this until we get the desired outcome. I'm gonna set this off to the side because, well, can't torque down my pivot hardware today because I need to get some different hardware. That kind of sucks, but you know, whatever. Hopefully Fastenal's got what I need. All right. And if you're enjoying this excavator content, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. If you know anybody with these machines or would like one of these machines, make sure you share that video. And as always, if you like what you see, hit that like button. Dialed in where I've got good power and good control. So we'll go a little over 1/2 throttle here. And it's not jarring. also works in low idle too. And it's not nearly as jarring. So I think this is appropriate. All right, so we got that reasonably working fine. It's a lot smoother than it was. We discovered we need some new hardware on the pivot motor. That'll help a little bit. I do have a little bit of lacking ability when I swing left. I don't know if that is on the pilot control side, if maybe this one pilot on this side is not working well. Maybe it's got some trash in it. Maybe the valve has some trash in it. Not really sure at this moment, but maybe it's bypassing a little bit. Maybe it's in the swing motor. I don't know. But we'll go ahead and move forward from here. Since I roughly have this set okay, I need some 90s to make this work. Then once I get the 90s, I'll roughly weld in a bracket, get that valve bolted in the way it should be. We'll call this reasonably done. And then we'll get to feel our air, and it pulls in a nice amount of air to try to keep that cool. Hit our disconnect. So here we go, we've got our, so that's all I got for you guys. We'll see you guys next time on Fixed-ish.